Here I am again. I do not like this GoPro placement. I will debate whether I want to keep this GoPro here or not. It's kind of in the middle of my face. I feel like Ricky Bobby. It's like, man, this sure is dangerous, but I sure love a Fig Newton.
This sticker is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love Fig Newton.
So this is a 3-cylinder, which I thought was pretty interesting. 3-cylinder, 1300. This thing has radio, cruise control. I could adjust the windscreen. Ooh, that's cool. Andale, andale. So I did do the older Spyder yesterday. So this is the newest one. Oh yeah, definitely has more pickup than the one I rode yesterday. It feels bigger. I mean, obviously it is bigger, and it feels like that. I feel huge in this thing. I feel like I'm in a huge 3-wheel. Well, I am in a huge 3-wheeler, but like a big wheel, like the big, I don't know, it reminds me of Rugrats for some reason. Do I want to keep this GoPro here? How important is that angle? I feel like not that important, right? Put this here real quick. Alright, the next red light, I'll switch it. I just, like, you don't feel like you're on a motorcycle. Like, I feel like I could eat while I ride this thing. Definitely need some cup holders. That'd be nice. Have a nice crisp Dr. Pepper right now. I don't have the pop filter on here, so hopefully I'm not blowing you guys up when I said crisp Dr. Pepper. I'm trying to figure out this audio thing, and I need to get another dead cat. So yeah, the power steering on this is really nice. This is so comfortable. I mean, the RS that I was on, the Spyder RS I was on yesterday, was already comfortable. This thing though, oh my god, I'm like on a couch right now. This is amazing. I could totally go touring on this thing. Cross country trip. You better run it, Devin. You better run it. Yeah, made it. We at Delama Motorsports do not condone running red lights, but I technically did not run that. I made it through the crosswalk while it was still yellow. That's what the California Penal Code says. The throttle is also very nice on this thing. Feels so good. Oh, there's a Phil's Coffee here. The weather is great today. Great for a ride, which I'm happy about. All right, now's my chance. Ah, what did I get stuck on? There's my mic. Time to take this bad boy off. All right, goodbye to this angle. Turn off. Why aren't you turning off? Oh my god. I just reached for the front brake. Okay. I'm on like a rolling lazy boy. That's what it feels like, which is nice. So yeah, the new Spyder, I was estimating yesterday the new ones are going to feel much different than the old one, the 2015 that I was on, and I was correct. Some of my complaints that I had about the 2015 I feel like are fixed with this. The suspension is like amazing. This thing just feels so smooth. I feel like on the RS I was kind of getting thrown around a bit more. At least the tail end did. The tail end, the back end felt like it was like sliding around depending on how uneven the road was. This definitely feels a lot more solid. More power, I would say. Throttle's a bit more responsive. Brakes feel stronger. I believe these come with Brembos. It's pretty cool. And some trivia for you. So a couple of engineers, they took their snowmobile, which is called the Ski-Doo, and they put wheels on it. They showcased it to the team and they liked it. They're like, well, this is a real product. We could actually do this. And that's how the first Spyder was born. Now obviously they also have Riker that they've added. And I said yesterday that this felt like a personal watercraft on land, like a Sea-Doo on land, one could say. But no, that story makes sense. This feels like a snowmobile on land for sure. Which, it doesn't get more Canadian than that, does it? What do you got to say about that, Ryan? I think you might have said that in your video where you reviewed this. I haven't seen that video in a while. I'll have to double check. Yeah, definitely a Canadian machine. But again, super comfortable, super easy to ride, super beginner friendly. For the people who question, like, who's this for? This is for people who are intimidated of riding a two-wheeled motorcycle. Maybe people who are older and they've never ridden a motorcycle before and they want to get into it. You know, if you're 60, never ridden anything in two wheels besides maybe a bicycle, a little risky picking up this hobby, because it definitely takes some, you know, leg strength, some core strength, upper body strength to maneuver your motorcycle. This thing, you don't have to balance. You don't really have to maneuver it like a motorcycle. I mean, it has gear driven reverse, so you don't have to worry about backing in your bike or learning how to do the kickstand trick to flip your bike around. Yeah, so much better suspension on this thing. The 2015, it just, everything was like glut glut glut. Again, that's, you know, 7 years of progress for you. But anyways, a huge one are anybody who are physically disabled, and not just like, oh, you have a bad back, you have a hurt knee. This is something I didn't know. It's fairly easy to change this foot brake to a hand brake. So there's plenty of people who are paraplegic, who are paralyzed from the waist down, that ride these things, and that's so cool to me. One of the reps too, her name's Anne, super cool lady. She was explaining how I don't know if she personally knew someone or knew of someone who they didn't have a right hand, so they did a conversion where she was still able to shift with her left hand, but then her left foot was the gas instead of the throttle. So that's, I mean, that's the cool thing with these. They're very, very flexible. They work with you. Look at that view. They work with you. Whatever you need, you can make it work on this thing. Plus, I mean, they come with a ton of accessories as well. The saddlebags are great. They're saying on these models, on the newer Spyders, you could fit 2 helmets in the front. You could fit 2 full face helmets. You could fit a full face helmet on the right saddlebag. You could fit, I don't know if they said a half or a 3/4 helmet will fit on the left, because there's like a cutout. That's a ton of storage. And then obviously if you get the rear storage kit too, it's just so much storage. And it's funny because, like, I don't have a car at the moment, right? And if you haven't seen that video where I explain my situation, go check it out. I had a Tesla, great car, but I turned it in for one, because I was already doing a lot of riding anyways. But to push myself, now I can only ride. So I'm doing this experiment to see what life is like if you could get by in Southern California with just a motorcycle. I'll touch upon this more in one of the vlogs, but I've already faced some challenges. It is definitely tough at times. One of the biggest things too is just storage. Like, I only can fit what's in my backpack. And of course I'm on a Super Sport, you know, which is like that's as tough as you can make it, I feel, to daily. Yeah, so I have no saddlebags on my Super Sport, so I can only take what fits in my backpack. I've already faced some difficulties where I've had to just like, okay, I can't bring this. I want to bring some extra stuff for work, but it's like, I can't. It's not gonna fit. I'm thinking of getting some new tools, and it's like, dang, hopefully it fits in my backpack. If not, I'm gonna have to ask for a ride or borrow someone's car. Or, oh, this does downshift for you. Very interesting. So this thing would solve a lot of that. You know, I'm sure I could fit some new tools in one of the saddle bags on this thing, and you're much more shielded from the elements. It's going to protect you from the air. You know, I don't really feel the air at all while I'm on this thing. So cold air, not a problem. Yeah, anyone can ride this thing. Anybody, doesn't matter. That's the goal, you know, at least for me. My goal with working with Delamo, getting as many people riding as possible. It doesn't matter what you ride at all. You can ride a Harley, you can ride a Ducati, you can ride a Spyder. Let's get more people riding, because it's something to experience. It's not like driving at all. And it's kind of cliche, people talk about the freedom of riding, but it is. It's freeing. There's something about being exposed to the air, not being surrounded by a cage, that it just doesn't compare to driving, honestly. So I must say, just get out and ride. If you've never ridden before, take a course. They'll provide the bikes for you, the gear. They'll do it in a safe environment. I think it's something everyone should experience once. And you might get some empathy, especially the people who don't like riders. You might get some empathy. Another potential reason to get one of these. So much easier taking a passenger. I've ridden on my motorcycle a few times now with passengers, and I honestly don't really like it. I do not like having passengers. It's just, it feels so sketchy. At least on the bikes that I've ridden. All right, time to open this bad boy up. Yeah, taking a passenger just feels sketchy on a motorcycle. I don't know. I don't really like it. At least on the motorcycles that I've done it on, which is, I've had a passenger on an MT-07, and I took a passenger on a BMW S1000RR. Not comfortable. Not a great time. But this, I'm sure I wouldn't even like really notice, or not enough to feel a certain way about it, that's for sure. This thing's probably a dream in the dirt too, compared to a motorcycle. So if you're going camping, it's so much easier to pack all your gear. You're gonna be more stable in the dirt. I mean, just look at the tires, right? Like, you see how wide they are? The contact patch that you have is multitudes bigger than a motorcycle, you know? So just more traction, more safety. Now, don't get me wrong, that's part of the fun of a motorcycle. The idea that you're only riding on a contact patch that's as big as a quarter is part of the thrill. But definitely safer. If you're intimidated at all with having to shift at all, definitely shouldn't be. It's very straightforward. I know that could be a turn off for some people starting to ride. They don't know how to work a transmission. You know, they're used to automatic cars. Oh, that air feels so good. Another thing too I didn't think about is how quiet these things really are. Like, I just realized right now I don't have my earplugs in. I feel like if I was on my CBR, I would immediately I'd be like, ah, dang, this is gonna be a loud ride. Fairly quiet, fairly comfortable ride. Makes me realize how much of a difference a big windscreen makes.